Welcome. The new moon in Pisces. Wow. We are in the time of the 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Completion. And we're going to break this down in part 2. We're going to expand off this. This is a really big elevation. This is a really big project that we've been working on now. Last time we met up in the last part, in part 3, we were talking about the connection between the cup of lust and the cup with spirits, and that we are seeing how these cups are connected. And they're part, like, of everything. And this is like the lowest of the lows, doom and gloom, nightmarish creation energy, to the highest of the highest octaves of creation, co-creating with spirit, the divine universe, right? This is music we're creating. We're creating music. And we know we wanted to see how these cups were connected. Because this is going from a nightmare to a dream. The doom and gloom, the lowest of the low, with the euphoria and bliss of the highest of the high. Lust, unconditional love, fear, love, pain, pleasure, coming together through the center point and expanding. And we got, this is the activation. Sacred lust. And I would like to share this message right now. And we remember that when the masculine, the energy, looks into each of these cups, the energy is seeing the connection between these two cups and honoring it. And this is where the connection, the wholeness is restored to everything. And then we can expand from the low to the high through the center point. Goddess of sacred lust, Egypt, the temple. It's connected to the lovers and the element of fire. So look at that. The temple, lovers, the element of fire, the connection to us, love, connection, and our flame. Mistress of the gods, Kutesh, is the Egyptian goddess of sacred sexuality, ecstasy, and fertility. Her 2 men, yes, these are 2 men, are the fertility god Min and Montu. So, the fertility god Min and Montu, the god of war. We're going to share scribe messages in part 2, and I just find this interesting as I'm reading this, because I scribed, we're going from the operating system of ego to spirit. But we have to be kinder to the ego piece of ourselves. We have to put the light on the shadow, and that means we put the love on the shadow. So I wrote in here, we need to stop warring with ourselves, and I want to see where that is. I wonder if this was in this one. Yeah, here it is. So this is where we're going to honor that life had to give life for us to be here. And we see this every time when we do eat. Just this when we do eat, okay? I just want to say this. Mouth nourishment, divine kisses. We've been speaking about this, okay? We're going to get into this in part 2. Speaking about this the last few messages. So, God and creation is everything. And we're seeing that in the cup when we're seeing that these 2 cups are connected. And that God and creation is everything. We're just untwisting it from what's low to what's high through the center point and restoring balance. So when we go from the cup of lust to love, we're going to stop judging and become a witness. Meditation is key. Okay? Meditation is key. It's the key to this all. We are all one, from lust to love, a nightmare to a dream. Stop warring, and I wrote right here when I was scribing, stop warring, W-A-R-I-N-G. Stop warring with yourself. The cup of lust, love connection, love of all of it. Like, this has to do with life force energy. We have to love all of it. There's a forgiveness honored here to repair the veil. There's a forgiveness honored here to repair the veil. And this is not the this isn't the artificial hack of the artificial matrix. We're repairing the divine matrix here. This is what's authentic. This is not an illusion. It's not fake. This is real. We need forgiveness. And then the power of purpose. And we know the power of purpose is connected to our life's purpose and raw intention. This is that energy where if a mother's child is in trouble, that mother could do anything. She could lift up a car with raw intention. Okay? Raw, focused energy from the heart. And we are in the time of wish fulfillment. This is what I've been shown, okay? This is what's being illuminated. The 8 plus the Ace of Cups is 9 cups. And that's our connection to the swords meeting the cups. Brain and heart coherence. And something is restored here with the feminine. There's a payout to the feminine. There's a payout to the matter. Balance is restored. But in order to do this in the 9 of water, we have to go from sadness to happiness. We're going to use our sadness as fuel to get to where we're going. What didn't work out? Our pain, from a nightmare to a dream. And we know that this is connected to love. And this is connected to love, not just love when we're adult, but love, all of love of creation, your whole path from the time that you were born until now, and past lives too. And what we're doing is we're expanding our experience here through our spirituality. And those two fish are coming together through the center point. We have to believe in us, though. There's a belief in us. There's a belief in our dreams. And we're also going to trust like a child. And we're going to take a chance on love. Remember, this is rolling the dice. We're going to take a risk. Love is a risk. We're going to do it dramatically with the trust of a child, fun, romance, and making art. But this also, too, has to do with this recalibration with this cup. We're not worrying about all this stuff work out. We've gone home to creation. We're co-creators. We are getting lost with the unknown, and we're enjoying it. We're enjoying being a co-creator. We're not stressed out of being a co-creator. And so it's not going to work out. I'm not doing it right. Oh, this is so hard. Time. Oh my goodness. I have to wait for things. I can't go to the store and just buy it. I can't have it right now. It's none of that. We have done so much expansion work at this point in time to understand what we're doing here. We're taking a risk on love, and we're letting go, and we're not focusing on without. We're not focusing on all these details. We're getting back to loving us in the present moment, loving life in the present moment, source energy. We're loving the prana, baby, literally, okay? Literally. We have access to information here. We know something. Why? Because we went within. We made the proper connections that we needed to see of us. We went to introspection, and this is connected to our lunacy. We know our lunacy is connected to our great genius. We went within, and look, this is double helix activations. Literally, what we've seen and how we're expanding is literally changing our DNA, the cells within us. Remember, brain, heart coherence. Our cells are transforming right now. And this is how we're coming together. This has to do with our receptivity and becoming, you know, our mind being the antenna and our heart being the magnet and calling in what's for us. And it's connected right now to our prosperity. And this, the 10 of Cups is connected to the bridge of the land of the in-between. This bridge that we're creating. We're going to get more into this in part 2. But in order to do this, we know we have to release control of the past, okay? We're releasing changing the past. We're not changing the past. And if we're changing the past, we're changing the past through the present moment. And we will talk about that in part 2. Because we're going to talk about how we're going to collapse time. And we're going to become aware. This is going to, when we stop clinging to the past and we let go of control, we're going to become aware. This is where we laser focus on the present moment, and our soul literally is going to expand with our spirit. The moon, our soul, is going to expand with the sun, our spirit. And we know this is the gift of this elevation during Pisces season. So we're going to become aware, and we're going to expand our light, our soul, from within to without with our spirit. And to do this, we need to trust. We need to trust. We need to have faith. We need to believe. And we need to see beyond illusion. We're going to see beyond illusion into our existence. And this is the connection to our existence. We're going to honor why we're here. We're going to trust why we're here. We're going to have belief in why we're here. We're going to have faith in why we're here. We're going to heal from depression here. We're going to heal from sadness. And this is going to activate totality and this bridge, the land of the in-between, as we master ourselves. This has to do with self-mastery. Remember, this is not happening without. We are not manipulating anything without. We are within. We have gone within. This is our alignment. This is of us. This is what's right. This is what's right for us. And it's being done humbly with co-creation. And remember, it's this bridge. It's this bridge, and it has to do with receptivity. When night goes to day, we meet up in the land of the in-between. But in order to do so, into me, I had to see. And I had to see what was being, literally, the energy has to see what's being reflected back off the matter. Okay? For us to come together. Remember, there's the connection to the feminine in the cup. The energy being reflected off the cup. And everything that's need to be seen is seen. And then we know. I know we need to know something. And we're going to know how to go from the South Node, our 10 of Swords, and have an ending with our mind. And how to go towards the North Node, our 10 of Cups. When the swords meet the cups, we will expand. We have an ending with the mind. We know we are moving away from group think and what's lower vibrational in group think. We're activating with a beginner's mind, our authenticity, confidence to our magic, and our sword. And remember, this has to do with our receptivity and expressing it. And knowing that we have to see the connections between these cups so that we are whole and we have a connection to the all, the everything, and we can expand through the center point with creation. There is the healing here. There is the forgiveness. And this is how we end up here. But we honor, remember, it's happening here. And we will expand it with love. This is what I've been shown. Because we're also understanding that our paths too, we're having a forgiveness and our healing with our past. Because you'll hear very many twins on this path. You know, like there's some twins that don't want to be twins anymore. There's twins that went off this path. There's twins that are just fine going back home to themselves. And then there are twins that are still like, no, why do I still feel, you know, want this relationship so bad? Because you're a twin. It's because we came here to this is like, we honor something on our quest here, on our path. We heal with love. We heal with us. We heal with our story, with what we're doing here. It's like, we came here to expand us and our connection with all of life. But we honor that we're a twin and we're a starseed, and we came here to spend time with the stars and the light and the sky in order to grow. But we're expanding love, we're expanding connection now in these old earth connections. You can see it. It's like counterparts like hold on to each other, and the matter, literally the matter, the feminine, holds on to the masculine, the energy, not allowing it to expand. Because why? We needed to have a detoxification process of the matter in order to have a recalibration with the energy and expand it. And this is a deeper connection to love and the divine, and moving away from what's untwisted, where the devil energies are siphoning our energy. Now, guys, I don't remember where I was going with that. It's complete silence. Just complete blank mind. We're having it was important. You know, it was important. So anyways, we're honoring that we are expanding from within to without with this connection. And there is a possibility for union here with our unlimited potential, consciously creating reality. We have become aware that we're consciously creating reality. And we know that for this specific group of twins, they have experienced both heaven and hell. And they're now going to create their heaven on earth in the land of the in-between, connection to the middle world, and expanding through the center point, with understanding the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs, in order to have a recalibration with each other, and to go from expanding from this cup to this cup. And they needed to see their connections to themselves and creation and everything. And there's a healing here. There's a healing from their past. There's a healing from what's happened in their family home. There's a healing of everything. And then there's a forward momentum being birthed within this card as we expand love. Let's see. Let's get an activation. Now, what we're doing here, we're going to be so called to express this. That's how we're meeting up in the land of the in-between on this bridge. We're going to be called to express this with receptivity. And that's how we're meeting up here. And we know night has turned to day. We just have to give this time to shift from the 5D into the 3D. And we have to, like, we've let this go. We're letting this go because we're so busy creating like a child right now with creation, because we're laser focusing on the present moment and expanding love within the present moment. We're expanding source energy in the present moment. We're expanding ourselves within the present moment. We're expanding our connection within the present moment. And we're coming out of separation. We're healing from separation right now. Okay. So we heal from manipulation with that cup. And look at that. Gemini is here. This is that theme. We are literally expanding with our truth here. And we're taking our responsibility of how we are creating here and expanding through the earth. And this is connected. Remember, the moons are connected. So this is our new moon in Pisces, connection to our full moon in Virgo. And what's happening? Oh, there it is, our full moon in Virgo. Here is Demeter, our connection to the goddess, the red goddess of Virgo. We will expand through the earth officially with our responsibility and patterns of responsibility, commitments to our truth, commitments to expressing our truth, commitments to expressing the love within our truth. But we have to heal from manipulation, and this is where we're seeing the connection to the cups. And it's just flipped straight to this page. So it's just more confirmation of these moons being connected. Earth, let's get to the water moons. We got to get to the water moons. Okay. Passion, choice. We heal from manipulation. The moon makes a tense square to the sun. You reach a critical phase in which your emotions are mixed. You need to explore your true feelings regarding an emotional situation before you can move comfortably with your life. Moon in Pisces, you feel you are being deceived or not being kept fully in the picture. You desire to escape a situation that is not coming up to expectations. So look at that. Remember, we are feeling called to escape. This is where we bring the light inside. And this is where we see everything. The lowest of the low and the highest of the high. And after we've seen what we need to see, we're going to bring our light and we're going to expand outward. But we have to believe in us, and we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to believe in our path, and we have to believe in our magic. And we do so because we found that sword and confidence in that sword, and we've been speaking about that sword and the magic that's within that sword, and the confidence that's within that sword. And this is how we meet up here. We need that sword. Remember, when the swords meet the cups, this is us expressing our truth and believing in unconditional love. We believe in unconditional love to get here because we've gone within and we know we're trusting and having faith. We're not caught in our fears or worry and trying to manipulate things without. See, healing from manipulation. We need to heal from this because remember, this isn't being receptive, and we need to be receptive in order to get here, because this has to do with our heart's electromagnetic field, and we're coming together like magnets. But remember, this has to do with the mind, because our mind, our thoughts have to be in alignment with our hearts, our feelings, brain and heart coherence in order to express it, and as well as to meet into the center point of this bridge. But this is the key. We have to do this within first, because we're doing this within and then we're expanding without, and we're honoring the balance. Yes, we came here to restore this connection from within and have this experience within, but we also came to be whole and to experience it without. There's a healing there. There's an expansion there. There's a growth there between partnerships. But we know that we're in the time right now of dissolving what is toxic or patterns of separation and addiction between our partnerships. And the 7th house is the house of the other. So we are cleansing and removing, dissolving what needs to go between our partnerships, but we're doing this within the self. It's not like we're doing this within the other person or we're doing this without. No, we're doing this within us. And when we do this within us, we are in alchemy with our environment, and our environment is literally changing. This is mission work because of this. And this is where we're elevating, and we're going to speak about this formula in part 2. We're going to elevate pleasure into happiness and mature the matter and the energy. But this is also going to restore our pleasure centers, and it's going to restore pleasure between each counterpart so we can get back to doing that together. And that's going to feel good. Not only are we going to doing this with ourselves and creation, but we're going to be doing this together. And this is going to be healing. This is going to be elevating, but we're honoring that we're in this part of the transformation right now. We're doing this solo dolo. We're doing this with our cup. We have to believe. That's the message. We have to believe. And knowing that the moons are connected, what are we taking responsibility for here? Because we know that this has to do with the earth and the moon, the full moon in Virgo that we're going to be having. That's right here. This is a time in the lunar cycle that denotes material gain from the efforts of the past. The harvest is now gathered. You must carefully consider what to do with it. Moon in Virgo, material gains are converted into perfecting new and better methods of systems of work during this phase of the moon. This is a time for productive analysis. Now this is that energy of, okay, remember, we're going from a nightmare to a dream. But this has to do with a message that we actually received on TikTok, because they're all connected. And we got the message of Caterpillar. Now, Caterpillar is having getting a chance to recreate, because they're a co-creator, recreate their dreams. But, you know, they have to heal from what didn't work out, because they're a co-creator. It's not mistakes. We have experiences in order to co-create and get anew. This is, you know, we're not just getting it right the first time. We're having experience here. We're maturing. So we're a co-creator and having this experience. And what we need to do is we're getting a chance to elevate and co-create our dream elevated. This is even better than it was before. And we're being shown to don't do things that are familiar, because if we do things that are familiar, we're still creating from the past. This is where we're going to do things that are unfamiliar to get a better result. And this is that healing with the unknown. This is where we have to heal with the mind. The ego wants to know everything. The ego makes, that's how the ego feels safe, but the spirit doesn't, because the spirit just knows. The soul knows. Okay? This is that. So where are we going here? Where am I feeling called to go? Because we're going somewhere. Let's get some tarot. Okay. I just picked up the Queen of Discs with this big book. And look what's on the first card here. And we know we're in part 2. We're going to talk about how we have to go back to the beginning of the 8 of Cups to meet on this bridge. We have to go back to the beginning first. Going back to the beginning is being honored here, okay? And what we saw with justice, and we see how when we look in the cup of lost and the cup that's for us, that everything is connected. It's all one. And we see what we need to see and expand. With the Queen of Discs, nurture. So something is being birthed here. And I just want to say, now that we know this, had this just sitting here because I had some channeled messages for this full moon in Virgo I just want to share. So we know that this is where the masculine continues to move forward with the Prince of Pentacles passively through the earth towards the Four of Wands, this new world that we are creating. And this is that bridge, moving towards the bridge. Why? Because we restored balance with the Chariot and healed tension by restoring motion. And how do we do it? With justice, with that sword, with what we saw when we looked in the cup of lust and love. And that caused the Tower moment, where we got to look and see the Five of Cups. And this is the doom and gloom, nightmare, lowest of the lows, connecting now to our 10 of Cups, euphoria and bliss, highest of the highs. We expanding here through the center point. And this is what restores balance. This is that payout to the feminine, the payout to the matter. But in order to do so, we have to have the right cup. And this is healing from separation. And when we have the right cup, and remember, 8 plus 9 cup, 8 plus 1 cup puts us at 9 cups, where we started off when we sat down here in wish fulfillment. And we're working for these wishes. We're working hard. You have the right cup, okay? This allows the masculine to pick up pace and move forward. But this is the Prince of Wands. Because our impulses are tempered here. Our impulses are tempered. Why? Because we had an ending. We had an ending with our life stats and understanding, going from the cup of lust towards the cup that's for us. But the cups are connected, okay? It's all one. That's the illusion that we're seeing through. We just have to untwist it and bring it back to God, the divine. So the masculine literally has a restart, a recalibration with the energy. And we did that when the feminine freed herself from the Eight of Swords, and we've been talking about this, with the connection to her magic. But she had to find her magic in her mind. She had to access it within the mind. Remember, masculine, you have feminine within you. Feminine, you have masculine within you. We're all doing this together. We're all doing this as one. And this matured. This matured us. So look, we've gone from the Prince of Pentacles to the King. Now, we're going to... Woo! Guys, sorry about that. Hang tight. That was a message. You know what? I just had a flame here, and the flame, as that happened, it just went out. This means something. Because I was just about to share the rest of the message. The Hangman is reversed. And we need to make a positive connection of the negative and positive, because when we do, the Queen of Pentacles is activated. Now look at this. Counterparts. Our connection to this Virgo full moon as we expand love through the earth. And there's a completion of this being honored with the new moon, this new beginning between counterparts with the new moon in Aries. But it's being activated with this full moon. We know that this is Pisces right here. So as we know, this flame just went out. That's a sign. What is this connected to? Where am I feeling called to go? I'm feeling just called to go to the tarot. Let's see. Let these charge, and then actually we're gonna get an actual official activation. So what is changing here? We have to heal from our victim template. That's what this is. We're doing a deeper level of cleansing our victim template with the Mother of Cups. Now the Mother of Cups, she feels at home when she's with her family. She loves the arts and expression with the arts. But she's still lower vibe, can create with her victim template, but we're dissolving that with Neptune because we're making a sacrifice of love. And this is connected to the love of self right now. We're going to focus on the love of self to turn sadness into happiness. And this isn't an ego way. This is a spirit, in a spirit way. This is humbling. And what we're going to do is we're going to let go. We're just going to let go. We're just going to drastically let go and get back to the basics of creation here with love. And this is happening through self, from within to without. And what we're going to do is we're going to trust with Jupiter return here that whatever is meant for us, we can't lose it, because we can't lose us. We can't lose source energy. We can't lose our counterpart. That's a trick. So we're going to actively get back to creation. And what we are doing here is with this full moon in Virgo is we are literally grounding our 10 of cups. This is what I've been shown. We're creating stability with these cups. And to do this, we have to literally work with our mind. And remember, each twin has a sword. This is our connection to the twin and the twins. And we are having a completion with how we expand through the earth with the rest of the elements, and it's connected to the daughter. So something is shifting here. Let's see what it is. We're going on an exploration. We're acting on something. It's in action with the feminine. The Princess of Wands embodies a youthful, adventurous, free spirit. She represents artistic potential and a curious, confident mind. Her energy, a curious, confident mind. Her energy encourages you to move through the world with your heart and eyes wide open and understand that everything will work out as it should. This has to do with trust. We're not trusting. We're still not trusting. We're not trusting that things are going to work out for our greatest good. We need to. I'm feeling called to go here. There's a message. How can we trust? How can we get to a deeper level of trust? What is in here? I swear. Guys, this is how channeled messages happen to begin with. Okay? We're pulling in our connection to that cup. And that's going to allow us to heal. From this space and place. I was wondering where those cards went to. Now, we understand too, with Sky Bridge and the land of the in-between, there's a possibility for union here. But we're not focusing on this union we've elevated. We are focusing on the love. The love in the present moment. We're healing from codependency and addiction, obsession. We are focusing on the love in the present moment. And this is so we can expand our partnerships, because partnerships, this is what I was saying before, partnerships of the old, you know, the matter holds on to the energy so tightly we can't expand. And if each counterpart wants to expand, it's like the other one feels lost, like they lost themselves. This isn't that. We're expanding so that each counterpart can continue to expand into what they came here to expand. And we literally can expand relationships here, partnerships. That's what this is about. But we need to see that from within to without. Because this land of the in-between, we're all meeting up here. That's our 10 of Cups. Mars and Pisces. The masculine and Pisces coming together to help us with our 10 of Cups co-creation. And we know it's our authenticity that unites us. Our truth. Our authenticity and the expression of our truth from within to without. But at this point in time, we are understanding we're doing all this. This is all to expand life. It's all for the greatest good. And good being a perception and what it all is. Okay. Wait, there's one more card in here? Is there one more card in here? Am I seeing things now? Okay, guys. I thought there was one more card in here. She who grants wishes, desires, hope. She who grants wishes dances among the stars in purple and gold. Her eyes gaze downward to catch all the wishes being made. While she can't acknowledge every wish, she waits for the ones that truly touch her heart. The wand she carries displays the bright light of hope we all send up. This is her energy, her gift. What motivates her to continue her dance and to hold her attitude of listening. Alias tells you to define what you want. What are your wishes? What is your heart's desire? Do not answer too quickly. Sometimes we wish for a horse when what we truly desire is movement. Your duty to yourself is to dig deep into your own wants and needs. Heed the proverb. Be careful what you wish for. You may get it. So, she who grants wishes requires you to apply direction before you say what it is you think you want. We need our heart. Her goal is not to withhold things from you. She merely hopes you will not waste the gift of a wish today, bringing you back to fulfillment. So here's some questions we can ask ourselves. What are the underlying reasons for our heart's desire? What am I willing to do to have my wish fulfilled? And where can I use more hope in my life? Well, I think this is a great time now to expand off this in part 2, because we have a formula that we're going to share from pain into pleasure and just break this message down even further as we continue to expand. This is a big, massive time. I'll see you at part 2. Love you.